Hello everyone and welcome back to the Dork side. It is I, your friendly neighborhood dork in the road. What the f are you stopping for? You do not f***ing understand how traffic circles work, do you? Anyway, it is I, your friendly neighborhood dork in the road, and I'm back on my CRF, baby. It's out of the shop. And today I'm going to tell you why I had to take it to the shop in the first place. Short version, because I'm a huge idiot. That's right, everyone. I am the dork in the road, and I want to be your internet riding buddy. But I'm better than your regular riding buddies because I'm available whenever you want, and I come with the mute button. So please, don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on that notification bell so you know when I post new content just like this. Now, everyone, I'm extremely excited to be back atop my beloved Honda CRF250L. I love this bike. It's my favorite bike. I have 3 bikes and this is my favorite. I've been without it for the last 2 weeks. 2 weeks it was in the shop. And it was in the shop because it needed to have the clutch replaced. The clutch was burnt up. It was toe up. It was messed up. It was destroyed. Some idiot burned up the clutch, and that idiot is me. And when I picked it up, funny story, the guy that owns the shop, but his mechanic, he told me his mechanic who used to work for Honda said it was the first CRF250L clutch he'd ever replaced. And that's anecdotal, but I'm guessing that it's pretty rare to burn up one of these clutches. He seemed to think OEM clutches were really good and did not get ruined easily. So basically, I'm really awesome. And to have burned up the clutch is a rare feat that requires much talent, which I apparently possess. Oh my god, I could not climb this hill before. It's super nice. So I've avoided it, I've dodged it, I've danced around the subject of why I had to get my clutch replaced. And the reason I've done that is because the story is embarrassing, because what I did was stupid. Well, I don't think I have a ton of credibility because no one watches this channel and thinks, man, that guy's the greatest rider ever. Obviously, I'm an amateur out just doing this for fun. Being an amateur is one thing and being a moron is something else, and so I'm trying to avoid appearing to be the second, but part of growing and learning from your mistakes is admitting them, so I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you guys what I did. Here's the thing. All of you that are like viewers, subscribers to the channel are going to watch and be like, oh, it's okay, bro. People make dumb mistakes. Oh, I did a dumb thing once too. That's fine. It's not you guys I'm worried about. It's all the randoms that will find this video because they search for CRF250L clutch or something, and they'll pop in, not knowing me. We don't have a relationship. They'll hear this story and be like, you're the dumbest bastard that ever lived. And I will half agree with them. So I expect to get some trolly comments on this, but I'll be honest with you, I don't have a lot of patience for them. So this is such a cool spot, and it just sucks because only people that live up here ever get to see it. So I wanted to bring you guys up here so you could see it. Anyway, that's literally the whole road. So our story goes back a year or so. There was a period of time when we were dual sport riding a ton. We were going camping and riding trails a lot, but I wasn't making videos because I put up a few and nobody, hi kitty, they didn't really get a ton of views, and so I just and it's kind of hard to edit. I mean, this is not me complaining, I'm just giving you context. When you have like 4 hours of footage and you're trying to distill it into 1 or 2 10-minute videos, it's just a lot of work, and so I was just like, it's so much work for not many views, what's the point? That was really before I'd established. I think my dual sport videos do a lot better now, so I don't do that anymore. I never really gave them a chance, I guess, back then. But anyway, I'm just telling you that to tell you that I wish I had footage of this day, but I do not. Duck Fan and I went to Shotgun Creek OHV area, which was the first OHV area we went to. It's the one that all my early trail riding videos take place at. And at the beginning of our careers, it was the only place we'd been, and so we kind of thought all OHV parks were like that. Now that we've been to a few, 4 or 5 around the state, we now know that Shotgun Creek sucks. It's the worst one we've been to. The trails are not well maintained, they're really steep. Even the green trails are way too hard. The green trails there, a lot of them should be blues and would be blues elsewhere. And even the blues, like at Browns, are not as hard as some of the greens. not as technical and crappy ruddy. There's just a lot of quads tearing up trails at Shotgun. So Shotgun Creek's not amazing. Some of you will disagree with me, and that's fine. But for a new rider, new trail rider, it's not a good place to start. Anyway, so we're at Shotgun Creek, and a lot of the beginner trails are really steep and hilly. That summer, I was getting really good at trail riding, honestly. I mean, for me, I was getting really good at sort of feathering the clutch and using second all the time, and pulling in the clutch to carry my momentum and then letting it out to drive out of the corners, stuff like that. So I was picking up a lot of speed, feeling really confident. So I also discovered along the way that if you pull in the clutch part way, like when you're climbing a hill or something, you can get a little boost of torque and speed. And it's worth mentioning that I was well over 300 pounds at this point. So I was pushing the max capacity of the motorcycle just with my own weight, not counting any of my gear. And so a lot of the trails there are super hilly, like I mentioned, and so we went out on the super hilly trails, and a lot of very, very steep uphills. And basically, long story short, I spent most of the day with the clutch pulled halfway in. I was trying to stay in second, vowed to myself. I discovered that second works so well that I forgot that you still occasionally need to use first gear, especially on steep uphills. So I was going up a lot of steep uphills in second gear with the clutch pulled in halfway instead of downshifting. I should have been downshifting into first. When I say a lot of hills, I mean I basically did this for an hour or more straight. And the clutch, not surprisingly, got very hot because it was, you know, engaged the whole time. We went up and down a lot of trails. It did really well for most of the day, and then we finally decided to attempt this one super steep medium trail that we've always wanted to do. We were feeling very confident, and it was steep, like steep as hell. Like you couldn't stand on the hill if you stopped. Very steep, and this is a blue trail. And I got halfway up, and I just had no more friction. My bike would not continue to go forward. And I was like, crap, dude, something's wrong. And I had to hop off the bike and muscle it around and just coast down to the bottom of the hill. And it was bad. Like, I couldn't get a friction zone at all. And in fact, I tightened it all the way down, and I still had to let the clutch cool down for 20 minutes or so just to get up the hills on the gravel roads to get back to the truck. So I thought my clutch was all the way toast at that point. Well, it turned out it wasn't. Well, it was pretty fried, but after I got home, I managed to adjust it a little more, and I bought myself another 6 months on that same clutch, but I did a lot of wear to it. So I basically, like I said, spent an hour to 2 hours on very steep terrain on an overloaded motorcycle with the clutch halfway engaged, and that is a recipe for burning it up. So that's what happened. I burned it up. Burned up the clutch. 2,000 miles on this bike, and I burned up the clutch. And the guy even at the shop was like, did you know, I went to pick it up and he was like, do you know how to set your free play? Because this is burned up and we've never seen one like this before. And I was like, yeah, I totally do. I'm just a moron. Because that's what would happen. If the free play wasn't set and the clutch was engaged all the time, that would burn it up, which is why they thought that's what's happening. It's probably pretty rare that someone basically does it on purpose because they're an idiot. I took it to the shop. They replaced the clutch. This is my first ride on it since I got it back, and it is good as new. I'm impressed. Oh, I'm so happy, and I didn't realize how bad it was. It's a lot torqueier, so this is going to be super helpful to have a decent clutch, and I'm going to take good care of it this time, so hopefully I never have to replace it again. So I know there's a lot of CRF owners that watch these videos, so I'm curious, how many miles on your bike, and have you had to replace your clutch? I'm guessing there's some of you with tens of thousands of miles that haven't had to replace it. I've got 2,000, and I had to replace it because I am, as they say, the big dumb. And that's an embarrassing story, and I'm showing some vulnerability by sharing it with you so that one, maybe somebody else can learn and not make the same dumb mistake that I did, and two, I just like to be honest with you guys. Because this channel's never been about a guy who's amazing at riding, who's like an expert and awesome, okay? I hope that's not why you tune in, because if it is, you're in the wrong place. It's about just a regular dude who does makes regular mistakes. I want to be your regular dude riding buddy, not your super expert riding buddy that makes you feel like you're not good at riding. Because no, in fact, I want you to watch my videos and go, holy crap, I'm way better than that guy, because you probably are. So that's how I burned up my clutch. But she's all fixed. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she's all fixed. She's nice and crisp. I got the free play adjusted. And I am excited for a fall and yes, a winter of dual sport adventures. I'm gonna go down this gravel road because it's like the only one that's even remotely close to my house. And I want to get a little gravel in. So I'm ecstatic to have it back. I'm ecstatic to get out and ride. It's just so good to be back. Just so good to be back. I'm like simultaneously super ashamed and very impressed that I managed to be the first person to ever burn up a 250L clutch that this mechanic had ever seen. Because these bikes are rock solid. When I was having all those battery issues, I went to Honda and they were like, it's not your charging system, that never fails. And now I'm hearing that the clutch never fails either. They're just really good bikes. I'm gonna ride this one forever. That's the sad, sordid tale of how I burnt up the first clutch that mechanic had ever seen burnt up, and how I got it fixed, and the eventual redemption, and how excited I am to get out and do more stuff on the CRF. So thanks for tagging along on this adventure. Thanks for tagging along on this lengthy, rambling tale. I appreciate you. Got any questions? Want to call me an idiot? I assume that's coming. Go ahead and do that in the comments, because the interaction makes the video more visible, so I win. Haha. Anyway, thank you for watching. I appreciate you, and as always, please do not forget to be excellent to each other. Thank you.
Excellent!
They're going straight? Are they both going straight? Okay, bye.